Om Shuklam Varadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadaram Dhyayet Sarvaviknopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So last time we had finished seeing verse number 13. Today we start with verse 14. Om Sarvaga Sarvavidbhanuhu Vishvakseno Janardanaha Vedo Veda Vidavyango Vedango Vedavit Kavihi. Sarvagaha. Sarvagaha is the first name. Sarvatra gacchati iti sarvagaha karanattvena vyaptavat sarvatra.
Sorry, Lakshmi, I am not participating today.
Okay. So the one who is present everywhere, or gacchati meaning to go, one who goes everywhere. It literally means one who is present everywhere and one who is the cause of everything. So basically someone who is there everywhere, presence can be felt everywhere. That is sarvagaha. Now let's look at the story behind this. Now, this story has been mentioned in Sangam literature in Alvar tradition, that is Tamil literature. So it is now amongst Alvars, those who have studied a bit about Alvars, you will know that among Alvars we have Nammalvar, who is, you can say, the chief or the leader of Alvars, right? And then you have different Alvars, Periyalvar and so on, who come in. So there it so happened that once all the Alvars, they had a few shlokas that are there, they talk about different Alvars. So in that also, once it so happened that Nammalvar, he was, of course, all the Alvars are great devotees of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana. So once it so happened that Nammalvar, when he was praying to Lord Vishnu. Now you must note one thing, that when we have, like for example, Alvars or yogis or sages, or even it can be even people, someone amongst us, whenever they pray to the Lord, sometimes they have experiences wherein the Lord himself comes and speaks to them. So this, why I am telling you this specifically is, just because it doesn't happen with all of us, or just because we are not able to experience that, we cannot call that all this is false. There have been many people, or even we ourselves also, we have our own experiences, right? Sometimes you feel, no, I felt the presence of something, or in my dream someone came and told me something. All of us would have gone through all this, right? Something what we call as miracles. So though we are not able to see the physical form of God in front of us, still there is some presence somewhere which all of us we have experienced, God, Supreme, whatever you can call it. But in the case of Alvar, sages and so on, their bhakti was to that extent that they could actually experience God, they could see God, they could speak to Him and so on. Like we have not only Alvars, we even have devotees like Prahlada, Dhruva and so on, wherein the Lord himself, in the case of Prahlada, he had to take an avatara of Narsimha avatara. In the case of Dhruva, when the child did tapasya, the Lord himself had to come there and he blessed him, gave him the state of a pole star. But at the same time, even though Dhruva blessed him, even though the Lord blessed Dhruva, the first thing that the Lord told is, you go back to your kingdom, do your duty first, then you will be blessed. So though he blessed him then, the position of the pole star was given to him after he had finished all his duties. So again, this is a lesson to all of us, that giving up on our responsibilities and then no, I don't want anything, I want Swarga, I want Naraka, I'll be there, I'll be here, you just give me Sharanagati, that never happens. Otherwise it is as if our birth is waste, right? If you have been given a human birth, or any birth for that matter, there is a reason behind that. Without doing that, you don't do the responsibilities of that birth and then suddenly you say, I want moksha, you give me a good place or so. In the case of Dhruva, he was a small child. What he felt was, he just wanted to sit on sit on the lap of his father. That was the main, you can say, the turning point that caused him to do bhakti and so on. And finally he prayed to the Lord saying that I want the highest position. I could not sit on the lap of my father, but the highest position, the Lord said, I will bless you. So you can always sit there like the pole star. So that is when the Lord said, Vishnu at that time, he came in front of him and said that you will surely get a good place, but then not now. You first do your duties and come, you go back to your kingdom needs a king. So first is Raja Dharma. The same happened even with even with Rama for that matter. Rama also, if you see, Many times the society did not approve him, the society did not accept. He himself had to undergo a lot of troubles. Sita had to undergo a lot of worries, but for him, Raja Dharma was first. So, in the name of Raja Dharma, though a lot of people did not like that, though it felt like injustice, but still he had to follow his Raja Dharma. So, even though Rama, he was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself, he had to follow certain rules. So, the primary learning through this is doing our duties and responsibilities is the first thing. Even under the name of bhakti also doesn't mean that we give up on our everyday activities and go. If you do that, it is as if that this birth that is given to you, that is waste. It's not that you have got a birth just for whiling away your time, doing some time pass and going back, saying that no, now I cannot do this. Now why this happens is, Sarvagaha, when this Nama is being told by the Alvar, this is the explanation that is given in the commentaries. So that is the reason I am sharing with all of you. So many times it feels that when we are not able to do our duties properly, do our responsibilities, some work, or maybe in our everyday life also, and some problems come in, some difficult things come in, we feel no, I just want to leave everything and go away. And maybe you pray to the Lord, you get very angry and you say, what, all problems you're showing on me, there is no other way, everyone else is happy except me. We feel, right? And at that time we feel that no, this birth, if you don't give me, that itself is fine. I'm happy, I was happy where I am, or I'm happy not being here, and so on. So the Lord says that though there are ups and downs, only if you do your duty, then you're going to get moksha and so on. It happened even in the case of Dhruva, even after he had done intense tapasya in, you can say, extreme conditions, but still the Lord, what he blessed him is, I will bless you, sure, no doubt on that, but then only if you discharge your duties first, go back to your kingdom, be the king, rule there, take care of your people, take care of your family, then you return back after taking up sannyas ashrama, that is the last stage of life, post retirement, after you give up on your duties, then you come back, then you will get the ultimate position. So that's how Dhruva also had to go back. So when such a great devotee like Dhruva, even after doing intense tapasya, was told by the Lord, go and do your duties first, what about us? Like people like you and me, hardly we do anything and then we want the greatest things in life. That is never going to happen. So doing our own duties, like Krishna tells in the Gita also, only if you do your duty, that is going to be useful. The same thing that he tells Arjuna, sit and cry, they are my brothers, they are my relations, they are my cousins. For you, you are a Kshatriya, follow your dharma first. You have done your best, you have told in your best ways. To them, you have made them understand, you have suffered a lot, but still, if nothing happens, you have to take care of your subjects and your kingdom, because you are a Kshatriya, your first dharma is to protect your subjects. Therefore, fighting this war is very, very important. Doing your karma is the first thing. Okay, so coming back, so Nammalvar once what he felt is, so all these different things, even Nammalvar was aware, so he knew about his duties. So once, so they used to also, many times he used to speak with the Lord himself. So when he was speaking with the Lord Narayana, once it so happened that he just, and not as a, you can say, you cannot consider it as an argument, but just casually he was speaking with the Lord, and he said that he asked the Lord, who's great? Are you great or am I great in this world? When we compare both of us, whom will you give a greater status? Nammalvar asks Lord Narayana. The Lord first, he did not say anything. He said, what is this? Like, this is a very weird question that you are asking. I don't know, you only give the answer. So then the Lord says that, Nammalvar, sorry, he said that you are only great, or the creator of the three worlds. This is what people say. But I don't agree with this fully. This is what Nammalvar, very, very nicely, like it was just a casual conversation. So he told very nicely that though people say that you are the Lord of the three worlds, everything is there in you, and so on, but still I don't agree with this 100%. Like there can be a few things that I don't agree. I feel that it doesn't fit in. Like though you are the Lord of the three worlds, I feel that you are not so, you are not that great. This is what Nammalvar tells Narayana. So then the Lord says, you only gave the definition that I am the Lord of the three worlds, everything is in me, everything comes out of me during Pralaya and so on, Pralaya Kala. So now you are only saying that you are not great. You are talking from both sides. I am not understanding, you only give the answer. So, and then the Lord says that as per, like everyone believes, right, the Lord is only the Lord of the three worlds, He is only the one who rules, Lord Narayana, Vishnu, Shiva, whatever it is. Now how come you are saying this? Nammalvar, he says that, I feel that I am great. He felt. So he said, why you are great, what happened? So for that Vishnu, he replies that Vishnu was still wondering. He doesn't know. He gives a chance for Nammalvar to speak. So at that time, Nammalvar says that you say that you are the Lord of the entire world, but through bhakti, devotion, by chanting your names and stotras, I have kept you inside me. I have kept you inside my heart. I have kept you inside my mind. So I have kept you only. If you are the Lord of the three worlds, I have kept you inside me. That means surely I am greater than you. So then Narayana laughed at this, Vishnu laughed at this, but he said, yes, this is sometimes true. And it is said that the Lord fell at the feet of Nammalvar, and this shows the importance that the Lord gives to devotees, and in fact, devotees are considered as supreme for the Lord. And when he compares between gods and devotees, devotees are considered to be great, and it is said that the Lord even worships devotees. That's the reason he had worshipped Sudama when he came and met him. And like this, there are so many other references that happen wherein the Lord worships devotees. Even if you consider the Ramayana, many people say that Shatrughna is the greatest. Rama is fine, Lakshmana is fine, Bharata is fine. But Shatrughna also has to be worshipped. He was a great Bhagavatottama. Bhagavataha, not the Bhagavatottamaha. Bhagavataha. Bhagavataha meaning those who serve Bhagavan, they are Bhagavatas. Why Shatrughna is great? Rama was Lord himself. So he was a ruler, everyone used to respect him and so on. Lakshmana was always there with Rama, though he served Rama. In fact, Lakshmana and Shatrughna are considered to be very great. But then Lakshmana, even amongst Lakshmana and Shatrughna, if you make a comparison, Shatrughna is more greater. Why, I'll tell you. Lakshmana, he got a chance to directly serve the Lord. Wherever Rama went, Lakshmana used to follow. Bharata also, he did serve the Lord. He was a Bhagavatottama, he lived here and there, he went to Nandigrama, he stayed there and so on. Shatrughna had always served Bharata. So Bharata and Rama always had someone under them to serve them. Maybe it was out of choice, but still. Shatrughna, if you see, he never got a chance to serve the Lord directly, serve Rama directly. Bharata also, he used to stay with him, and each one of them, if you consider Rama, Lakshmana and Bharata, each one of them had a choice of taking their own decisions. Rama had to go to the forest, Lakshmana followed him. Bharata decided to stay in Nandigrama. Shatrughna did not have a choice, he stayed back in Ayodhya. It was not out of his own comfort, but he stayed there. He also said that I'll also go somewhere, nobody is going to listen to him, right? So he stayed there, serving all the people, his mothers and so on. And though his character is not considered to be very, very important, it is one of the greatest Bhagavatottamas, or a devotee's inspiration that is there is without fighting for anything, without speaking up that I want to do this, why all my brothers are choosing their own path. Maybe he stayed with his wife all through, all the other three were separated from their wives, but he stayed with his wife, but still he did not have any choice. He did not enjoy anything with her or so on, or the kingdom pleasures. He never got an option, whatever his brothers told him. Like a devotee serves the Lord, he has served. That's the reason he is a great Bhagavata. So like this, the contribution of devotees is always considered great, and when you have the comparison made between the Lord and the devotees, devotees are considered to be topmost. So here also the Lord fell on the feet of Nammalvar, and he said that yes, what you say is right. You are the one who is great, because if you have also kept me under you, that means inside you, that means you are also truly great. Now seeing the Lord falling at his feet, obviously the Nammalvar felt very bad, and he said that I am just talking with you casually, it doesn't happen so. Even this strength that you give of keeping you inside me, or keeping you inside my heart, inside my mind, thinking about you, and I feel your presence inside me, that also is because of you. There are so many people out there who don't have this feeling at all, who don't feel. Now even amongst us also, if you see, there are 20 of us who are listening to the names of the Vishnu Sahasranama. There are so many people out there. We cannot blame anyone. Maybe they have their own things to do, or maybe they did not get an opportunity, maybe they don't know about this, but time is the same, period is the same, resources are the same, but still how many of us actually do things? May not be only for this class, it can be in general, I am saying. So though we have everything, still taking out time and doing things, for that also the grace of the Lord is needed. If at 9 o'clock one fine day you feel, no, I don't feel like logging in today, later when the recording comes I'll listen to that. Then when the recording comes you feel, no, today I don't have time, tomorrow I'll listen. Anyway, it's going to be there always. So if the grace of the Lord is not there, we cannot even listen to anything. So at least we are blessed with the best. So this is what Nammalvar also tells the Lord, that you are Sarvagaha. Sarvagaha meaning present everywhere. So you, when you are present everywhere, small part of you, or you yourself when you are present inside me, what big can I boast about that? I'm just casually, I just talk to you in a, you can say in a very light way, but then the truth is, you're the one who's there everywhere. So for you being inside me doesn't make a big difference. In fact, if you're there inside me, that is also because of your karuna, your bhakti, or you can say your respect that you have on me, and that is the reason I consider myself great. So Sarvagaha, this is the meaning. If we also chant the Nama, Sarvagaya Namaha, the Lord will stay inside us and always protect us. So we can feel the presence of the Lord inside us, as well as it will be like a kavacham or a shield, which will be there inside us to always protect us from all the troubles that come in and to show more bhakti towards the Lord. So this is Sarvagaha. Okay, did everyone understand this Nama? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So mainly this Nama tries to stress upon the importance of bhaktas that is there, wherein, and it shows a very valid way saying that the Lord never boasts. Even in one instance, if you see, the Lord will never say that I am the Lord, you worship me, you do this to me. Even in the Gita also, if he say me mataha, he says this is as per my opinion, you decide what you want to do. So if you see our culture, that's the reason it is very, very open. But you have to interpret it in the right way. If you don't know to the right way of interpretation, then you will always take things wrongly. So we never try to impose anything on anyone. It's our choice. We have to decide and do. If you feel that, like in the case of Nammalvar, he felt the presence of Lord inside him. That's the reason he could worship. There can be few people who don't feel so. So then why will they worship, right? So it's our personal choice that is there. So the Lord says that respect everyone, and that's the reason he had respected his own devotee. He knew that the power of experiencing the Lord. If today we are all bhaktas, we are all devotees of the Lord, is because of the grace of the Lord, right? I gave you the same, that's the reason I gave you the example. If you are 20 of us, there are millions of people out there. Now if you think very deeply, all the people over the world, time is about 9:20. What are people doing? We don't know, right? Someone might be sleeping, someone might be eating, someone might be crying, someone might be laughing, someone might be doing maybe something else, something more better than us. Maybe they're doing they've gone somewhere, they've visited a temple, or they're out of town, they're on a vacation, they're anything. It can be anything, right? But what we felt is, at this moment we feel that, no, I have to listen to the stories of the Vishnu Sahasranama and I should feel that I am blessed. Because at least one hour, once in a week, I can listen to the names of the Lord, the stories behind it. So the Lord has blessed me with this. So if for this also the blessings of the Lord is not there, it will never happen. So Nammalvar, he feels this and he tells the Lord that because of you, you are there, because of your blessings, because of your power and your grace, you are there inside me, therefore you are only great. That's the reason you are Sarvagaha. But still the Lord, he felt at the feet of Nammalvar saying that at least you had this bhavam, at least you had this feeling in you that I am there inside you, you considered yourself blessed. So this feeling is there, that's the reason I have a lot of respect, and that's the reason why he felt on the feet of Nammalvar. So the Lord, if you see, he does not discriminate, he does not show himself on high. I am the Lord, you are under me. It doesn't happen at all. So when in our everyday lives, when we are senior, when someone is there under us, we feel so proud, right? No, you are there under me, I know everything, you don't know anything. I will rule over you. Who are we to rule over anything? When the Lord himself had fallen at the feet of someone, or asked, or maybe given equal respect to others, in spite of knowing that he is a Lord, he is only the one who is ruling over everything, but still he did not do that. This is a life lesson for all of us, to never consider ourselves top. You know something, you keep it with you. You might find someone tomorrow who will know 10 more things than you. Automatically our head comes down. So Sarvagaha, why all this explanation is needed is, we should not just look at the namas with some story behind it. Some Nammalvar came, the Lord came and fell at his feet. Nammalvar also did the same thing. That is just a story part of it. But why such things happen? What is the lesson that we learn through that? And why such stories are told behind every Nama? There is a reason for this. And how far it is applicable to our lives? Maybe it's a very small thing, but then still showing respect, showing grace. When the Lord himself has done that, who are we to not do that and feel proud of our small achievements that we have? That is very temporary. Today, okay, I know something more, I feel no, I only know everything. After 5 minutes, you find someone who knows 10 things more than you, automatically our head comes down, right? But even at that time also, we don't agree that, oh, he knows more than, we'll make some excuses here and there, and we'll try to go away from there. So through this instances, the Lord tries to show that devotees are also equally important. They are my own creations, and my grace and respect is on them always. Okay, the next nama, Sarvagaha. Next, Sarvavid Bhanuhu. Sarvavit is one nama, and Bhanuhu, like there are two different stories, though the nama is considered together. Sarvavit. Now, once it so happened, Sarvam Veti Vindati Tiva Sarvavit, one who knows everything. Bhati, okay, let us first look at only Sarvavit. So, one mainly who knows everything, or one who has attained everything, or one who is the reason for everything or the cause of everything. That is Sarvavit. For this, again, there is a story. Once it so happened that Uttanga or Uttanga, you can consider Uttanga. There was a sage called Uttanga, and he was doing a lot of tapasya in the desert area. So this was that time wherein the Mahabharata Yuddham had just taken place. Yudhishthira had done his Rajasuya Yajna, and Krishna had gone there. So Krishna had gone to Hastinapura, and he was returning back to Dwaraka, to his own Nagari. After meeting the Pandavas and everything, he was returning back home. So on the way, he had to pass through this desert area that is there, wherein the sage Uttanga was doing tapasya. Now he comes, he meets the sage, and Uttanga says, he greets Krishna, and he says that I have a problem with you. Uttanga, Krishna tells that everyone has got a problem with me right from the time I was born. In fact, before I was born only, the world had problems with me. Now you have just one who is telling this. No problem, tell what's your problem. So basically at this point what happened is that Krishna was very much used to with people who had problems with him. Starting from Kamsa, so many Asuras, then the Kauravas, and so on. Like this, there were many people who came in his way, or there were many people who hated Krishna. So someone hated Krishna or someone had a problem with them. Now someone, in all of us also, if you see, continuously, if I have an enmity towards one of you, I keep on telling you something or the other in the class, say for example. All of you have a good option because it is an online mode. If you want, you can leave and go and not come from tomorrow. But then if it is a physical class also, that also maybe you cannot come. But still you don't have an option or something, you keep coming. 4 or 5 days I'll continuously keep telling you something. We might feel bad, right? But then if you want to learn something, what we do? This person has got a habit of telling me something, it's okay. I'll proceed, right? So we don't feel bad. After 4 or 5 days, the least that we can do is not come there at all. Or we just take it up casually. This person has got a habit, it's okay. You go tell what you want. I'm used to it now. So the same thing had happened with Krishna also. But he didn't have an option. Unlike us, if you see, the Lord didn't have an option. If you want, we can leave, right? This person is telling me continuously something. You have an option to fight. At the same time, if you want, you can leave the place and go. The Lord does not have an option like that. He has taken an avatara for a purpose. Only till his purpose is completed, then he has to stay there. He cannot go back. So you see, when we feel that our problems are a lot, in fact the Lord has got many more problems, which he tells further to Arjuna also, and in many other instances, wherein Arjuna tells that it is so easy for you to choose your birth. In the Gita, when he tells, choose your birth, where you are born, what you want to do, everything is pre-planned, which is so nice. Case of human beings, you see so much of torture. Today I am living, tomorrow I don't know what big problem is going to come, what will happen tomorrow, how my life is going to change. Krishna tells you are blessed that you don't know. Because you don't know what will happen tomorrow, today you are living peacefully. Otherwise, if you know that okay, after 1 month or so, if you are going to die, which person will live peacefully? Like all of us also, tomorrow I am going to tell you a big problem is going to come into all of your lives. Will anyone sleep today? Maybe 50% you will feel, something she is telling and going. 50% really, we keep thinking about that, right? What will happen tomorrow? We cannot eat properly, we cannot sleep properly, we cannot even breathe properly, right? But at the same time, if I tell something very good is going to happen in all of your lives tomorrow, that also we will not sleep. We are overexcited, right? And then we tell about everyone something. She is telling, let's see what happens. So the point is, Krishna tells Arjuna also in the Gita, it's better that you don't know. Because you don't know what will happen in your life, you are very happy, right? At least you are enjoying the present moments. You are in a good condition, you are enjoying that. But in the case of me, of my avatars, if you see, I know why I am born. If someone tells that you are born to kill a particular person, look at the mental thoughts that come to your mind. In our mind, what we feel, whenever we beat someone, or even if you have, forget about killing and everything, you have a small argument with someone, you see how our mind changes, right? Full day is gone, we say, right? Even maybe in our own house, you have a small argument with one of the family members, You say, full morning is gone, full day is gone, full day we are disturbed, or you feel irritated, right? When someone shouts, or you yourself have some argument. All of our houses we have. So you forget about all this. You think about the Lord. The Lord says that I know why I am being born. My birth itself is to kill Kamsa, kill Asuras. At the same time, of course, to do many other things that are there. And before I am born only, there have been people who have been sent to kill me. That's the reason all my 7 brothers, they were all killed. Of course, the 7th womb was changed, was transferred to Rohini. That's how Yoga Maya came in. My parents, Vasudeva, on the first day itself, immediately as I was born, he had to take me to Gokula. So look at the troubles that my parents have to undergo. First day itself, I lost my born parents, and so on. So like this, there are so many other things, and I knew all this from before. In spite of knowing all this, I have taken birth. So therefore, he says that for you at least it is easy. I am blessing you with everything, still you are crying. In my case, I know what is going to happen, but still I am taking a birth very happily. So here, coming back. So, Uttanga. So the thing is, not only with the Lord, it is again a lesson for all of us. When we compare our lives with others, we feel that, oh, he is happy, he is still happy, only I am sad. But then when you look at 4 other people, when you listen to their problems, you feel at least I am satisfied. At least I don't have all this. Maybe I don't have the best, but at least I don't have the worst also. So this is how it happens. When we look at others, we always feel that I am the only one who is suffering, right? So here also Uttanga, he meets Uttanga this day. Sage, he tells, I have a problem with you. I didn't like the way that you have behaved and so on. What all he starts telling Krishna. Krishna tells what happened now. You are the only one who is left. Now the entire Krishna Avatara is done, Mahabharata is done, the war is over, I am coming back now, and now you are telling me something. What? So Uttanga, he says that you were a part of the Mahabharata Yuddham. Though you did not fight, you were the Sarathi, you were the charioteer of Arjuna. You could have stopped the war if you want. The Kauravas were killed, the Pandavas were saved, now Yudhishthira is established as a king. But later also, if you see, they have to go back to heaven. So they have to, when they go on the Himalayas also one by one, anyways they are going to die. So all this is going to happen, right? And you know all this. And there's mass destruction. Now whenever there is a war, we have in our history also, you see, there are so many world wars, right? Or even today, every day in the news we hear, border there is some attack, or the recent what you have. Which war is very famous? The Russia-Ukraine war. I don't know for how many years it's going to go. More than 2 years, the war is still going on, right? So, you see mass destruction that takes place. Or even in India only, you see every day someone kills someone, or mob killing, this, that. So, when such things happen, it's not that only the person with whom we have enmity, that person is killed. Other people or local life is also disturbed, right? Now, if you have some stone pelting or something that happens in your area, maybe you are not attacked, but maybe your house window is broken, you are affected, right? You have to go, you have to spend money, and every time now you are afraid, oh, someone pelts a stone, or forget about pelting stone or so. You have even someone plays, something falls in, that also causes trouble, right? Like a ball or something. So the same thing happens here. So then Uttanga, he says, he tells Krishna that like this, there are so many other problems that are caused when a war takes place. And this Kurukshetra Yuddham, Mahabharata Yuddham it took place at such a mass level, so much of destruction and so on. Though the Kauravas were killed, but still, even so many innocent, life was disturbed, innocent people were killed and so on. Many women became widows, many they lost their children and so on. So, and you were there as a witness, you did not stop anything. You could have done if you wanted. Why you did not do this? And this I did not like, I have a problem here. So Krishna tells, he doesn't give an explanation for this. He just goes away. He tells, okay, you will get this answer soon. So he tells whatever has to happen, that will happen. In which way it has to be it has to take place, that will also take place. I am also no one to stop it. So it was the last option. There was no other way. There is no other way. I am also helpless because I also gave my best. I went and I convinced the Kauravas also. I convinced Duryodhana that I will give you whatever you want. In fact, I offered my Narayani Sena. I gave him a choice to choose me or the Narayani Sena. He chose my army over me. Then I went as a peace messenger also. I told him, you give the Pandavas their share and let everyone be happy. For that also he was not ready. So there was no other option. The war had to take place. So he tells this to Uttanga and he goes about. So Uttanga, he was satisfied with this and he leaves from there. So next what happened is Uttanga tells that so Krishna he tells you what you want, you tell me, I will bless you. You forget about the Mahabharata, Yuddham, the Kauravas, Pandavas and so on. If you want any wish, you tell me, I will bless you with that. So Uttanga he tells that I just want a very small thing. I am living in a desert area, so everything is dry here and it is very difficult to get water. So I just want water. Whenever I wish, I need some water. So you bless me with that. This is what the sage tells the Lord. The Lord says, okay. He tells whenever you need water, you just say Krishna Toyam. Toyam water. Krishna Toyam. You call out my name and say Toyam. Krishna Toyam, Krishna Toyam. And you will get water. Uttanga says, okay, this is very easy. Whenever I want, I'll say Krishna Toyam, I'll get water. Krishna moves about, he continues, he goes back to Dwarakam. And after a few days now, Uttanga feels thirsty, it's a desert area. So he tells Krishna Toyam, Krishna Toyam. Nothing came. Krishna Toyam, Krishna Toyam. He keeps on repeating. And finally he gets angry. He tells this fool, right from birth he's cheating people, now also he's cheating me. He's born just to do mischiefs, this, that, he feels bad. And he keeps complaining, he gets very angry. And at that time what happens is a man comes there in the desert area with 2 dogs. So basically you can see like a local villager kind of a person with 2 dogs with him. So how those travelers sometimes move about, right? Now that person, he had a small, you can say like a small pot of water. And this person, the sage saw this person coming and told that when that person was coming, the person saw that the sage wants water. So he offered, he said, I have a pot of water. If you want, you drink. I am coming with my 2 dogs. So we just carried some water along because it's a desert area. If you want, you can take a little. Now the sage said, no. But now from this pot, maybe the dogs also will give them water. I don't accept water from people who bring dogs, this and that. I want only pure water. Person said, okay, and he moves about further. Now this was like a distraction. Again sage continues, Krishna Toyam, I want water. This person, you just tell me something false and so on. Like this, he feels angry. At that time Krishna comes there. Again he comes there and he tells the sage, what happened? You didn't get water? So Uttanga, looking at Krishna, he's blazing with anger. He says, everyone is telling, even your mother also called you a thief, a very mischievous boy. Now you know. Now I know why people are calling you with that names. Though people worship you, you are not fit for that because you are known for creating problems at every step in life. Right from your birth, you are doing this. And so on, Uttanga starts telling Krishna. So at that time, Krishna tells that the person who came there was Lord Indra himself with 2 dogs, and what he had was water which is equal to Amrita. And you fool did not know that it was actually water that was being sent for you. The Lord said, the sage he tells, how will I know? You told me, you chant Krishna Toyam, you will get water. The person with 2 dogs coming in, how can I accept from that? The Lord tells the same thing is that I told you earlier also. Why few things happen that way, why the Mahabharata Yuddham had to take place, that's how destiny, that's how the will is there. It had to take place that way in spite of everything that was being tried. If things are unavoidable, I cannot help it. So that's the reason the war took place. Same explanation is applicable here also. You asked for water. It may not be that directly I will come and pour water inside your mouth, maybe from Ganga, Yamuna or Narmada. Right? It will not be that pure water. Some person is coming in. Just because you see a person coming with 2 dogs or so, and who he is, what he is, you don't know. Still, the person bought you water only, right? And when you asked, my promise did not go false. I told you, I didn't tell you that I myself will come. I just told you will get water when you chant Krishna Toyam. You got away, I had paved a way. You did not accept that. That is your ignorance. So here the thing is Sarvavit, meaning the Lord is present everywhere, or the Lord is the one who knows everything. That means it's not that always when we worship Krishna or when we worship the Lord for that matter, you cannot always see him maybe in a physical form also. Like in many of us now, say for example, let us consider our own example, right? To bring all of us together, if maybe all of you were not there, I will never tell you the stories. I would have maybe never opened the book and studied the stories of the Vishnu Sahasranama. Or in all of your cases, maybe you would have got it from somewhere. You got a chance now to listen to the stories of the Vishnu Sahasranama, or maybe chant something or know something more and so on, right? So Meeting of people also satsangam. If you want, we can come across so many other people, right? Maybe go on the wrong way while our time doing so many other things, but we didn't do that. Maybe we got very good people in our lives, maybe we got very good affectionate people in our lives. There are so many people, maybe in our own family or maybe in our own close circle. We meet them every day, physically we meet them, we see that they are near us, but still we don't have that affection, we don't still have the bond. But in case of all of us, maybe none of us we have met physically, or maybe hardly few we have seen each other. Apart from that, we never know each other much, but still we feel the bond, we feel that affection. One day someone doesn't come, I feel, oh, this person is not coming today, why so? Maybe after a few days I'll ask them, what happened, why you're not coming, is everything well? Or maybe all of you also ask me, and so on, right? So here the Lord says that how things come in, how someone meets, how you will get things. It's not that everything will be direct. If I told you, you will get water, it's not that I'll come and pour inside your mouth. Very nice story of the Abhangavani that comes in, which is that stage, I think Ekanath, right? I'm not very sure. I think it's just Ekanath only. Ekanath, when he had gone to Kashi Yatra, and that time when he was coming back, he saw a donkey who was very thirsty. He wanted water. Everyone who was moving about. Now, when they go to Kashi Yatra in those times, from Maharashtra, if you have to go to Kashi, that is via Rajasthan. So it's a desert area, again very hot. So everyone used to, and now whenever you're traveling somewhere, be it railway stations or even roadside, you have many shops, stalls, you get things to eat, water and so on. But in those times, people didn't have all those facilities, and therefore everyone they used to carry big, you can say those big cans of water and packed food, everything. So everyone had water, and they saw a donkey on the roadside. Was now donkeys were sometimes used for travel, right? Now even today, if you go to certain places, you have donkeys and mules that are used for climbing purposes. So this donkey had actually fallen down there, and it wanted a few drops of water because it was almost about to die, like a sunstroke kind of a condition in Rajasthan desert area. But nobody was ready to offer water. You see a roadside dog or a cat or a donkey, something, who will go and offer? Maybe if it is a human being also we think, and then someone else will come and do, we feel, right? So at that time Ekanath, he stopped there. He also had a few drops of water, and it was actually Ganga Jalam that he had bought from Kashi. Now Ganga Jalam, who will give Ganga Jalam? Normal water also we think. Ganga Jalam, that too to a donkey, who will give? I want it, right? For my house, I have bought it back for puja purposes or something, I will keep it in my house. Ekanath did not think that. He put a few drops of that Ganga Jalam inside the mouth of the donkey. The donkey regained consciousness. The donkey was nothing but Lord Vithala himself, Lord Panduranga himself. So you don't know in which form, what way the Lord comes, how he meets you, how he ensures that other people come and meet you. So the same thing here, Krishna also tells Uttanga, saying that I am Sarvavit meaning I am the one who's present everywhere, I know everything. So you try to see the Lord in everything, try to see something good in everything and accept what comes your way. Because it's not that every time you ask for something, directly the Lord himself will come. He might send someone, or in which way, what form things come as blessings, we don't know. So accept whatever you get, never have complaints. So Sarvavit, this is the name. We also chant the Nama Sarvavite Namaha. Sarvavite Namaha, we chant, always good things will happen. Good company comes in, Satsangam comes in. There are, especially in today's times, it makes a lot of difference. Let me not say today's times, always finding the right people. Now if you have a group of say 10 people, out of 10 people maybe 4 are good, 6 are also good, but maybe they have a few other, you can say, some kind of addictions or maybe bad habits or so. If you join that company, it is on you, right, to choose. You want to go with the 4 good people or the 6 evil people. This, you can say, about 90% is in our hands, but still 10% you don't know how your mind will change, right? That 10% you need the grace of the Lord that is there. It is not 50-50. 90 is in our hands. It is your choice to choose what you want to do, with whom you want to go and spend your life. But 10% surely, now say the group of 6 people who are there, they might influence you in such a way that you don't know. Now that doesn't mean that you get influenced, but still, how someone changes our mind, we never know, right? So that's the reason you have so many of these conversions, that take place. Of course, conversions, let's not get into that now, but then still, if you're not strong enough, or maybe let's not again consider it strong, we don't know how someone comes and influences us. So that's the reason we have to be very, very strong. So when all these conversions and things like this take place, it is because those people, they themselves don't know anything about our religion or so. More than religion, maybe our own practices. When we lack knowledge, that is the reason why you're influenced by something else, right? But when you have full knowledge, there is no question at all of being converted or being influenced by things around. When you know that something is wrong, if you know that smoking is wrong or smoking is dangerous and so on, you'll never go and smoke, right? But then if you don't know about it, or sometimes now in spite of knowing also some people do, that's a different thing, that's influence. But at least if you see 4 people who don't do that, if you know the ill effects of it and if you know that that is evil, you'll never go on that path, right? But then if you see maybe in our own house or in your own close circle, you know that is bad for you, maybe your close group of friends only are doing that, they are doing, why not I do, what is going to happen, right? So therefore satsangam is very very important, which Shankaracharya himself tells in the Bhaja Govindam, satsangatve nisangatvam. That's the reason whenever you pray to the Lord, He will bless you with everything. He'll bless you with wealth, He'll bless you with pleasures, He'll bless you with clothes, all that is there. But whenever you pray to the Lord, all our great sages, they said that you ask only one thing. If you want to ask something to the Lord, point number 1, you don't ask anything. He will bless you with the best. But if you want to ask something, you always ask for good satsangam. Because even though you are on the evil path, when you have some good satsangam that is there, good people around you, that will automatically, you will come on the right track. But even if you are doing good things, if you have evil people around, you will never know how you will be influenced, right? So whenever we pray, even in the case of all of us also, today if we are blessed with satsangam, it has to be the grace of the Lord. Today when we are in our senses, we have to always pray for good satsangam to continue and also grow. Today because we are there doesn't mean tomorrow also it might be there, right? We might get influenced, we never know. We are all human beings. Though we call Goddess Mahalakshmi as Chanchala, are fickle minded, she doesn't stay in one place. That's the reason wealth keeps moving. Human beings are the most fickle minded, right? We are only Chanchala. We keep moving about here and there. Someone tells, okay, I'll give you 500 rupees profit, you invest there. Someone tells, I'll give you 5 lakhs profit. Immediately our mind changes. We don't stay in that 500, we feel 500 is nothing. We move about to 5 lakhs, right? So that's how the thought process changes. So Sarva Vidya. So the Lord here, He tells that I will protect you from all sides, always good things, and satsangam will only happen because I am the one who is present everywhere. It's not that always you have to see me in my physical form. I myself might not come. I'll help you in many other ways. You be open to accept everything. Okay, did everyone understand this Nama? Sarva Vidya?
Okay, very clear, very clear. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes. Today morning, Geeta class Guruji was also saying that Sarva with Veda with.
Yes, Sarva Vidya, I think it comes in the Gita also. Yes.
Yeah.
Chapter. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next is Sarvavid Bhanu. Bhanu is actually the sun. That's the reason for the sun also you have a nama that means to shine. Okay, one who is shining, or you can say one who knows everything. So you can consider Sarvavid Bhanu. To some extent, the meaning is the same, but the stories are different. For Bhanu, you have a very beautiful story from the Krishna Leela stories. Okay, we saw only 2 namas for 45 minutes. Okay, let's see Bhanu. Now once it so happened that Banasura, great devotee of Lord Shiva, but he was an Asura. He was though he was an Asura, he was a very great devotee of Lord Shiva, and that's the reason why Srimad Bhagavatam Narayanyam also has the story of Banasura, which is actually very auspicious if you chant for Lord Shiva. I think which Dashakam it is, I don't know. I think in the 80s also it comes. I think so. You have to just check that Banasura incident. So Banasura, so frequently Shiva and Parvati used to visit his house and so on. So that way their bond was very close. It was very good. So Banasura, he had a daughter called Usha. So once Parvati, she was a young girl. So Parvati once called Usha and told that tonight when you sleep, tomorrow early morning during the Prata Kala, Brahma Muhurta time, you will have a dream. And in that dream, you will see a handsome man. Will be very handsome. And that person you have to marry. And if you marry that person, you will have a very good life in future, a very happy married life, a very prosperous life. So you will always be happy if you marry the person who is going to come in your dream. Now, this Usha said, okay, she was a young girl, but she was very excited. So she told, okay. And then she sees a dream like the goddess told. She saw a very handsome person and so on. But now she had just seen, now if we also see a dream, or maybe you see something on the roadside, we come home and we describe, no, you know how that is, this is, it looks like this, its color was like this, was very bright, this, that. Nowadays we have a easy thing, we can take a photo. If you see something on the roadside, you like something, you can take a photo. That is fine. But if something comes in your dream, you cannot take a photograph, right? You have to describe it. So she describes everything to her friend who was there, Chitralekha. Her name was Chitralekha. She was a great artist, so that's how she gets the name Chitralekha. So now, so she told Usha, she tells that somehow I want to marry this person. The goddess herself has told me that I will have a very good life. So that means surely if I marry this person who has come to my dream, I will lead a very happy life. So Chitralekha told, okay, but then now how to find out? So she told that 10 drawings I will draw, 10 sculptures, or not sculptures, normal, you can say like sketches. I will draw 10 sketches of 10 handsome people in the world who are present now in today's times. Now today also if you say 10 great heroes, whoever it is, maybe celebrities or it can be anyone. So like that in those times, whoever were the heroes and who were very handsome, she drew about 10 sketches. First was of Lord Krishna himself. Usha said that this person that you have drawn, he is more handsome than the person whom I saw in my dream. I wish I can marry this person, but then goddess has told me that whoever has come to your dream, if you marry that person, I will have a happy life. So though I wish that I marry this person, he is very handsome, then what I saw in my dream, but still let me listen to the goddess. So that is gone away. Krishna is gone. Second comes Pradyumna, Krishna's son. He was also handsome, but he told that though this person is also very handsome, a bit more than what I saw, not very much, but little more than what I saw in my dream, but still no, though they are still handsome, I want to listen only to the goddess. Third, Chitralekha, she drew the picture of Aniruddha, Krishna's grandson. This was the person. Amar Kosha, those who remember, few of us we have learned together. For Aniruddha, you have Ushapatihi. Does anyone remember?
Yes, Lakshmi.
Ushapatihi.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For Aniruddha. That story comes here. So this way you have to, when you study something or learn something, this is how it should click immediately. Ushapatihi, I have heard it somewhere. Aniruddha, it has come in the Amar Kosha. So of course, recently we have learned. So immediately it should click. Okay. Anyways. So Aniruddha was the grandson of Krishna, and this was how Usha, the daughter of Banasura, she felt that yes, this is a person. So now what to do? Now to tell Banasura is a problem, right? So Chitralekha, she tells that I'll do one thing. We'll go to Dwaraka immediately and we'll get this Aniruddha. So Chitralekha, she was very smart. More than smart, she was one step ahead. So she felt yes. So both of them, they go to Dwaraka, and Aniruddha was sleeping at that time. She wakes him up and she brings him back. She tells no, come to Banasura's kingdom, and so on. Aniruddha doesn't know what is going on. He was in his sleep, but somehow both Chitralekha and Usha, they bring him. They go and meet him. They bring Aniruddha to his palace back. Banasura is very angry. Tells what? Usha, my daughter, has bought one husband. Who is he? What is he? And so on. Now Banasura had an enmity towards Krishna, had an enmity towards Vishnu. And this is Vishnu's, Krishna's grandson first. If there was any other person, he tells, I will accept, but not this one. Not at all. Someone related to Krishna, I will never accept. Banasura gets very angry. Krishna gets a news in Dwaraka that my grandson has gone there. He is very happy that his grandson is getting married. So he comes with his army, he fights Banasura, and he brings both Aniruddha and Usha back to Dwaraka. And in Dwaraka, their marriage, everything takes place. Now Aniruddha and Usha both are married to each other. They are also living in Dwaraka along with Krishna. At that time, Chitralekha is also accompanied. Now in those times, with those princesses and queens, there used to be some lady servant also, or maybe you can say like an assistant, a friend of hers. She will also accompany, just like Kaikai, Manthara had accompanied, and so on. So like this Chitralekha also, she had come along with Usha. So now what happened is that Chitralekha, she was actually good, but a bit you can say shrewd. Shrewd is maybe to make fights between people, something like that. So she goes and she tells Rukmani, you know what happened? In the first instance, when I was drawing these pictures, I first drew the picture of your husband, your Lord Krishna. And you know what this Usha told? Usha, she wanted to marry him only. So the number is going to increase 16,108 to 16,109. I know you have a problem already. It is not 1, not 2, 16,108. Now one more was about to be added to the list. But then luckily she remembered what Parvati had told, that no, whoever comes to your mind, only if you marry him you will be happy. So luckily you escaped. So the problem is with your husband because he looks very handsome. So she does this in a very casual way and she goes away from there. So Rukmini is little in tension. She feels now what she's telling is actually true. Maybe because my husband now is so handsome also and he does so many deeds and so on. That's the reason why everyone has an eye on me. Already I have seen 16,108. More now I cannot see something. Now for a woman, even if now there are many women there, or even for a man also, our own wife, if she speaks to, now casually you speak to someone, that is different. But then women, especially if your husband talks about some other woman or so, immediately, maybe you don't tell, but we feel for a minute, who was she, what was she, and so on, immediately we question, right? Or even it can be even the other way around. In the case of Rukmini, you imagine 16,108. Though he had only Ashtamahishis, he did not, though he spent time with all of them, he had given all of them protection. It's not that he went in the family line or maybe he was distracted towards all of them. The Lord did not do that. But still, as a woman, Rukmini always had that. And I am not the chief queen. Though she was an incarnation of Goddess Mahalakshmi, she was one of the chief queens. We cannot say she is not the chief queen. But then still there were other women also. So Krishna had to spend time, he had to respect them, he had to give protection to all other women also. So that obviously was there in her mind. And now she felt that my husband is so handsome, that is the problem. So she felt that now almost the age has come wherein you should retire. Grandchildren are there, children are there, why you should look young now? So what she does is, she takes a white color chalk, it seems, and she draws a white moustache on Krishna. And this you can see even in people living near Chennai area. You can see there is a Parthasarthi temple there. I think it is on the outskirts of Chennai. What's the place called? Tiruvallikeni, right? Triplicane, correct. Triplicane Parthasarthi. What is that originally called? What is that? Tiruvallikeni, something like that. Tiruvallikeni, right? Yeah. Is that Triplicane? Triplicane is different, right? Or is it the same? Different, right? Same. Okay. So Triplicane Parthasarthi or Tiruvallikeni. That Tiruvallikeni is more famous. If you go there,
in English we say
Triplicane. Okay. So it's the same. So there, if you see when they do the seva, the Unjal seva and so on, when they do, you can see the Lord with the white moustache. And it is said that has become famous after this story when Rukmini draws a white moustache to Krishna to show that now Krishna has turned old. You should retire. No other woman should have any affection for you now. So this was the story that took place. And further what happens is, so this is how the name has come, Bhanave Namaha. Now, Bhanuhu meaning one who always keeps shining. In this context, it literally means one who always remains young. So, Bhanave Namaha, if we chant this Nama, we will also always remain young. Physically, all of us do grow old, right? But at least mentally, we should be blessed to be young always. And physically also, to some extent, we must always have good looks, good physical, you can say, physical features. Like our body also should not turn old much. One fine day it will turn old, but at least we should be able to bear that old age and so on. So that is Bhanave Namaha. So one who is always young, that is the meaning, or one who always keeps shining. That is the meaning of this Nama. Okay, did everyone understand? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at one more.
Jatakam 82. Right, Jatakam 82.
82, yes, Manasura. Correct. Correct. Thank you. Vishwaksena. Vishwak anchati palayate daityasena yasya ranodyoga matreneti Vishwaksena. That is, when the Lord attacks, the army of the evil also goes about here and there. They are also disturbed. It means ultimately the army, the evil, the enemy army is also killed. Okay. Now here what happened is, here you have a story of Poundra Yuddham. Now there was a king Poundra. You can call him as Poundra. The king's name was Poundra. Poundra Yuddham. Poundra was the name of the territory from where the attack and everything takes place. So Poundra Rajyam, that's what they used to call. So Krishna had an enmity with this Poundra, and Kashi Raja, the king of Kashi, had helped Poundra. So the Lord had killed Kashi Raja with his Sudarshana Chakra. So now this Kashi Raja's son, his name was Sudarshana, he had an enmity towards Krishna. He felt that you killed my father, now I have to kill you back. So what he did was, he did a great yagam and so on, and through different yagas, sacrifices, this, that, everything he did, and he created a few pishachas. Pishachas is ghosts, and he sent those ghosts to attack Krishna, that is to attack Dwaraka. At that time what happened was, Krishna was playing chess, Chaturangam with Rukmini. This shows the origin of chess in India. So Krishna was playing the game of chess with Rukmini, so basically he was spending a very good time, he was happy. Suddenly these pishachas come there and they attack the kingdom of Dwaraka. People run away here and there. Krishna assures everyone saying that why you are worrying, I am here to take care of all of you. He sends his Sudarshana Chakra, Chakradvar as we call. And now those pishachas, they were killed. They were killed in the sense they were defeated. And what they did is, they were attacked to such an extent that they scattered themselves in all directions. They returned back to Kashi, and ultimately they killed that Sudarshana, that Kashi Raja only. And the entire state of Kashi, the entire city of Kashi was into bhasma, into ashes. And then Sudarshan and Chakradvar came back. So now, why this happened was, why everything was made into ashes. Even today if you go to Kashi, even the ashes of Kashi are auspicious. The bhasma that is there for Lord Vishwanatha, that's the reason why this happened was, Chakradvar, why everything was destroyed and made into ashes, was even the bhasma or the vibhuti that we apply of Lord Vishnu, and everything in Kashi is very, very auspicious. So even the ashes that are there, bhasma is also very auspicious to signify that Chakradvar or Sudarshana Chakra, he actually turned everything into ashes. So this is one story. And Vishwaksena is a person, a different character altogether, but it is another name for Lord Vishnu, which means one Vishwaha Kshenaha, meaning Vishwaksena, one whose Sena is spread in all directions. That is one meaning. Another meaning is one who will protect from all sides. So protection from all sides is another meaning. So Vishwaksenaya Namaha is a nama, and when we chant this nama, the Palashruti is, we will also receive protection from all sides, from all kinds of dangers. The God will ensure that he comes and protects all of us. So that is Vishwaksenaha. Very small story, but then you can say it talks about the Mahima of Kashi, significance of Kashi. So through this namas, if you see, we get a lot of historical references also, like the origin of chess that I told you, it was called Chaturangam in those times. The game of chess, how it originated in India. So Vishwaksena, this is the next nama of the Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay, so we will stop here. Today time is up. We'll continue next time.